Come check out Traders War Room today and become Traders War Room Elite on the Discord platform. Our platform is truly a one-stop shop with over 250 channels, 40 analysts, 150 algo signals, 8 full-time staff members, 7 trade floors. We do live trading, live training, live classes, watch lists, challenges, mentorship. We trade stocks, options, crypto, future, forex, stocks, bonds, sports. Listen, if you can sell it, make money, and trade it, we got it on Traders War Room, and we're the only server to have Series 6 and Series 7 professionals on staff. If you're serious about learning to make money and trade, Traders War Room is what you want. What is up, team? Chuck with Traders War Room, guys. We're going over. I'm going to go ahead and set this up real quick. Let people come into the chat group if they come in and everything like that. We're doing this live premium for Traders War Room members. I'll put this on the YouTube later, but right now we're going to go ahead and look. I did some basic screeners here. We're going to take a look at a couple things. I want you guys to understand when we do screeners, these are giving us kind of a look ahead. You know, we're doing a basic screener so that we can get an idea of what to kind of look at the day before. And we do the screeners and then we go ahead and save them so we can create watch lists off of them. And those are what we kind of look at then in pre-market and see what looks good and what we can kind of look at for, you know, the next day as we go into the market bell. So I did a couple different ones. I got a bull wedge, a bear wedge, a bull flag, a bear flag. And then, of course, I got some of my penny stocks. We're not going to go over that today, but I got this over 10 billion. So basically, I want stuff that's high volume and kind of pushed a little bit. And we're going to do that one first. So let's go ahead and look at that first real quick. And as you can see, we got a whole bunch of tickers over here that kind of did some things. We're going to go ahead and go into the charts and check out some of the things. And when you do these, we want to go ahead and look at some of the historical stuff going in. So we're going to go hop into the 4 hour first and do that. And basically, we're looking at Ericsson, and I'm not real concerned about Ericsson. I do think that Ericsson has earnings coming up, right? Yeah. So they do have earnings. We can look at that and see what they did. All right. So yeah, they had some earnings below consensus, strong gross margin leads and stuff like that. Okay, so it looks as though let's go ahead and hop into see how they did after hours real quick. Ended up gapping up a little bit. You can kind of see here. This one would be more in line of penny stock territory. I know it's over 10 billion, but you know, this is a a $4 thing. This is one of those that I wouldn't mind going ahead and getting some shares of. You might as well pop in. It's below $5. You know, you could go ahead and get yourself a couple hundred shares of this and hold this one for, you know, maybe 2 to 5 years and see what happens with it. It probably does have a pretty, I bet it has a dividend. If we were to look at the profile, I bet we'd see a dividend and stuff on there and things of that nature. When you look at the history on it, you can see let's go back even further. Let's look at some weekly. You can see that it does have some pushes to the upside. We do kind of have this downward trending pattern, but if we do find this kind of base and we start to build from here, as you can see, it's kind of holding this fours, right? And if we can hold this area and we start to see the push back up, you can kind of see it has pushed into the sixes, and we potentially can see that little range building. So if we could see a range starting to build, coming in from here to about there, right? And if we kind of drew, you know, an imaginary line, kind of made a 50-50 line, right? And we told ourselves, okay, if we started to kind of approach buying here, see, buying here, we might be buying kind of high, but buying anything below this line is a buy zone. And if we started dipping down to here, we'd probably want to start looking, maybe seeing if we end up holding this line again, and then maybe looking for another buy. If we started dipping below this, we probably want to put a stop loss on this at probably about 375 or so like that, just to protect ourselves. And then we could go ahead and come out of this trade. But yeah, I think this would be a good trade to go ahead and hop in a couple hundred shares, hold this for long. And as you can see, we do got some potential here. This one can probably make us a pretty decent penny over the long haul. Let's go ahead and go into AMD. AMD's looking pretty, well, we need to go into a little closer chart. That one, we don't want that one right there. Let's go ahead and 4-hour chart here. AMD's been beaten up pretty good lately. This one's going to be sentiment driven a lot. We need to see what is going to happen with the sentiment in the overall marketplace. So we're going to go ahead and put some lines on this one. We got a nice little tabletop right here, right? So we're going to have a line here. That 170 line acts as really good resistance zone for us. As you can see, we got a lot of price action over consistent days. This is a good area to have ourselves for a resistance test zone. If we can hold this level and at least make a run towards that level, okay? We're also at another level here. This is a good little level here because this is the level where we dropped, and now we're kind of making this ascent back up into it, right? So this will be a decision point. Can we hold this line? And if we can, we're probably looking for that push break back up here, about a $4, $5 move up here to retest this line. If we can hold that, then the next push obviously is a nice break push up here, seeing if we can start to recapture some of this huge gap drop that we had, right? Now, if we can't though, if we can't hold this and we end up popping and we kind of fail this a little bit, then we're probably looking at reattacking this lower 160s and going into the mid 150s. So we definitely want to pay attention to that. So the plan of action on this one would be to look for the pop into the zone here. We want to look, so we're at like about 163.78, something like that. We want to look for a hold above 164.75, something like that, right? We want to look a hold before that, a hold above, excuse me. Go ahead and put a line there, right? And we'll change the color just to make that. So we want to hold above this line here, like 165.25. That sounds good to me. We want to hold above that, and we want to be able to really have a good momentum going into that, okay? That gives us a nice go ahead and solid okay symbol to go ahead and say, you know what, swings long, pushed out until the 26th. You don't want to give yourself some time. Okay, the 19th might be a little too shallow to go ahead and make the move. We want to give ourselves some time, but feeling a little confident with the swings, go ahead and push out for the retest of those 170s. We should expect some battle at that area, but if the sentiment and the overall market decides to go ahead and get a little breath from this kind of this dump that we've had, we'll probably be able to get that break. And I wouldn't expect to make back all of this, right? Not all of this, right? But, you know, I would expect probably about 50% of this we could make back on a decent little push of the overall market. So I could see us coming in here and making back 50%. If we can hold above this line here, making back here, maybe even push spiking into here and then coming back and settling down. So maybe not making this all the way up to, you know, 182, 185, stuff like that, but making this push into the 175s definitely is doable for this going into not this week, but into next week, I think. So that's what we're looking for. So the big takeaway here, we'll go ahead and get rid of this line. I don't want to confuse you guys. Get rid of this line. Get rid of this line. We want to hold. Oh, get rid of that one. We want to hold above orange, right? And if we can hold above orange with good market sentiment, we're going to go ahead and say, all right, swings long towards the 170 battle zone. Give yourself some time. Looking into April 26th. And we're going to go ahead and say, you know what? We're looking for that $4 to $5 push. We'll see what we can do. We want to go ahead and take profits before we get there and go ahead and wait to see what happens after this. And if we can hold above that, then we look for that next $4 to $5 push to the upside. See if we can get another swing trade out of it. If not, then we're looking for those shorts off of the spike, probably push them back down to the 160s and probably a flush through to retest this low here. And if not, pierce through the low, probably going to 155. NVDA, oh man, this is a chart. It's all over the place. Got a lot of sideways movement on NVDA. You can see it. Why are you? Okay, here we go. All right. I don't know, this new update that they had on this doesn't like to delete these things. But we got a lot of sideways movement on NVDA, as you can see right here. Okay, so with sideways movement, basically we're waiting for a decision point. Okay, so NVDA is deciding whether it wants to break to the upside and go retest those thousands, or whether it wants to break down and start coming back down into the eights and stuff like that. So we really don't know how to play this one. You got to play this one kind of in momentum. So we're going to go ahead and just put some lines and levels here. And we're just going basically, we're just looking for levels of big price action. We like this area. We got a lot of price action here, a lot of tables. Okay. We could even put, some inch lines, but we could go down a little bit. But what I don't like about down here, okay, is that it doesn't support over here. Okay. When we come up a little bit and we start to break in here, right? We start to get support over here. This kind of nice price action. We have some recent price action. We got some price action here. We got some near price action, but then you come over here and it's supported over here. So we got some decent price action movement here. We could go up a little higher too, but again, there's nothing recent that supports the higher price action over here. So this is good, what we call ranging price action here. And we're looking for in the box plays. So basically top, bottom type of trading here. And we're looking for probably 50-50 lines. So we go ahead and put a 50-50 line, which will give us actually about right where we're at, right there. Go ahead and call that orange. And what we're doing is we're looking for breaks above this on a 15-minute chart. Gives us okay conviction to go ahead and think long towards the next level. And these can act as our lines for contracts. So we could think of the 900s to 910s calls to go ahead and go long, looking for day trades for the push up. If we fail this level here, we're looking for shorts towards this level here. And this is probably the ranging that we're looking for. Any type of break above or break below, we're looking for the next push. This break below here, we're looking for the gap fill down here, break above here. We're looking for that break here, that push to go ahead and clear these next levels, which would probably be something like this. Would be here, maybe here, because this, we got some decent levels here, but we could go ahead and come up a little bit and call it about right there, 945. Nokia, not really concerned with Nokia. We like Nokia just to buy shares of it. Definitely anything I like Nokia, anything under $4, specifically 350. We like to buy shares of it. Snap. Right now, 1045. We got a nice little outside bar on Snap. Could be setting up for a decent little trade. What we usually want to do with Snap, when you get an outside bar, you usually just want to put a line on the top, line on the bottom, and you want to use those levels. Okay, we break to the upside, we go ahead and swing long, and we break to the downside, we go ahead and swing short. Give ourselves some time. So if we break any of this, we can go ahead and you can use these guides too. You don't have to break necessarily here. If we start to get the momentum to the upside and you start to see the push, you can go ahead and come into the box. That's why you get your 50-50 line, right? So you got your 50-50 line. High probability. If you clear 50% of that, you get a nice high probability. So if you got, a 50% line here and you got 50% of that, you got a 75% here, you can go ahead and feel pretty decent about going long, you wouldn't definitely give yourself some time. Snap contracts are pretty cheap. So, thinking going out a couple months on this, if not leaps into 2025, 2026 if they're available. And of course, you do the same thing over here. You can split the difference here. You start to come here, you start to attack that line. You can go ahead, think short, and going out a couple months on the short trade as well. United Airlines, they recently had some earnings, some news. They're up pretty big. We could look for some potential continuation on this one. They definitely have some room to go. 43.67, basically 48. So they got a couple dollar move to the upside. You could see, I could see the push going back up, retesting some of these areas here. This looks like a good area to retest. You got some area spikes here, support over here, right? We could see some follow through if we get decent little pushes. You could see some follow through to the upside, maybe even here. You could see potentially here, but this is also support up here at the upper level. So definitely we could see this. We could potentially we get some decent volume in the daytime. I wouldn't be afraid to go ahead and call this one a good one. What I would want to do probably is I'd want to wait until we pierced that right there to go ahead and give me the confirmation of the longs, and we start to pierce that. We're probably looking for longs, and we can go ahead and go with the calls to the upside on the UAL. Morgan Stanley. This one's a little difficult. Bank of America was a real big disappointment. And so Morgan Stanley and some of the other bigger banks are going to suffer because of this. But Charles Schwab did really well. So we might see some of these more financial arms of the banking industry doing okay. We're starting to kind of see a shallow cup with a handle forming. So if we go off the classic pattern, we came out of kind of a consolidation area, right? You see the dip down, you got the leg down, boom, it held the line. We kind of hit a little bottom island here. We popped up. We're kind of moving here with getting our handle for our cup, right? Our handle, we could see the pop back up to the upside. I could see the case for a, $1 to $5 push to the upside. To be safe, we probably, I got some fibs on it. To be safe, we probably would want to look at, if we look for the calls on this one, we want to go ahead and look no further than the push here before we'd probably start looking for some resistance and stuff. Resistance would be probably found between this lane, between this area here. This would be where we'd see that resistance lane. Uber, I'm actually bearish on Uber. You look at the chart overall. Uber could surprise, but when we're looking at the chart, now, when you pull the chart out like this, yes, chart would signify that we're kind of on a little bit of a downtrend, and it would signify that we probably are looking to come on the up, right? But we do have, typically Uber likes to move up, and then it pulls back sharply, moves up, moves up. Right now, we're kind of on a slow descent, and we really haven't hit a sharp descent yet. So I'm thinking that, we potentially could get that on Uber, and, it would be one of those to probably watch, and see what happens with it. Is there the bull case for Uber to go ahead and move to the upside? Yeah, I could see the bull case as well, coming, depending on how you want to draw this coming out of this descending wedge, and we break to the upside. Yeah, I can see it. We got this push here, right? And you kind of got these, what we got? I mean, you got, no, I think there's a better tool. We have a better tool in here for this one. What we got? Trend channel. All right. Yeah, we got this thing here, right? I could see the case for the break to the upside coming out this thing, right? We got your support got your resistance, you kind of got your 50-50 lines and stuff like that. I can see the case to coming out, but this thing is pretty decent here. I would probably wait to go long to see if we can break this area here. And if we could break here, then yeah, we probably want to go long because we're probably looking for the push and coming up here. If we end up failing this area here, we're probably looking for it to break down and probably retest these areas to the downside. So just keep that in mind, okay? We really want to retest and break this area. This area here is where we really want to retest that 75 area. We want to break above 75. And if we can hold above 75, with some good momentum, then we can start to look to the upside. Schwab did fantastic, man. Yeah, I got, coming out of this pattern here, I dumped a little bit up, but I mean, there's no reason not to think that we're going to get, considerable continued push. Typically, when you see stuff like this, right, take your top, take your bottom, okay? Usually range. Now this could be your bottom here, but you want the range, right? This is the average range. Take your top, your bottom, your difference, which is about, what is that? About $3, okay? And then you get that $3 push to the upside from the breakout. So get your breakout here, get about a $3 push to the upside. Now you could also make the case for the break from here if you want to, but we want to be, if we wanted to be a little bit more riskier, we make the case from down here where we started to break up. And now you got a little bit more. Okay, so you got 69 to 72. So you got about a $4 or $5 push range. And now you got your break to the upside where you're breaking out of this box. And you got about a $4 to $5 flip to the upside where you'll see the breakout happen and you can get the resistance. UNH. UNH looks good. I wouldn't be opposed to going long on UNH. UNH popped. It's looking pretty decent. UNH is looking decent for longs here. Coming back up. I mean, it was 530 not too long ago. It's 569. Tons of room to come back up and retest this area here. So we got some decent areas. Yeah, a decent, nice area. Looking for the push towards here. You got area, good area. I think we can get the push. This would be a decent little trade here. Going long if we get the momentum back. Now we need to watch this one though, because it kind of spiked out from the upside. So if we start to see the fail, we want to go ahead and go short down back towards this kind of consolidation zone here and see if we hold. If we hold, we can look for the bounce to see us go back and reclaim, see if we can come back up to this consolidation zone. But if we can get the push, then we're looking for the push and we'll go ahead and get the break and come see if we can attack this area to the upside and maybe break out and go retest these 530s and stuff like that. DraftKings.
Salt changes were several hundreds of thousands of dollars in property value. Tonight we take a look at how this all shakes out and what
DraftKings, it's been sucking here kind of lately. What we want with DraftKings is we want to break above this level here, okay? We want a break above about $46. We break above 46, we can look for the push to the upside and we can start reattacking into the 50s. Okay, if we can't, then we're looking for the fail and we're probably looking for coming back down into the 40s and stuff like that. So, DraftKings is one of those we're got to pay attention to. Hood is interesting. Hood gets a lot of bad rap, but they are a disruptor in this market thing, man. I'm telling you, like Hood gets a lot of bad rap, but they're a money-making machine, man. And this is one of those that I do like for potential longs. I wouldn't mind leaps on this one. Looking at the chart here, we do look like we probably got a little bit of a downward pressure. coming out of here. I'd like to see some momentum. We are down at the bottom of the RSI though, so this could be a potential good play long. We could play this back up to the 20s if the market holds. This is a sentiment play, so if the market is negative sentiment, this one will suffer. Okay, we could see this one go back to 15 on negative sentiment, right? Remember, if crypto is trending and the market is trending, this one tends to be popular as well. Okay, so we'll look for this one to check this one out as well. We can play this one to $20 if we get market trending and we get some crypto trending as well. Disney selling off as well. You're seeing a lot of these patterns here. Okay, a lot of these are sold off on some of that negative sentiment news, but we're starting to see some of the recovery. Okay, so everything is just waiting on, probably the Fed news. You're starting to see, some things. You hit the bottoms here, we pop back up. Everything's kind of waiting to see if we're ready to, kind of continue to accelerate or sell off a little bit more. So we'll see what happens with Disney. Okay. Either way, I like Disney, buying Disney. You should have been buying Disney. I mean, I've been telling you guys for a while, if you weren't buying Disney, if you guys haven't been listening to me, any of you that's been listening to me for a while, you guys already know I've been telling you to buy Disney since we were back here. Okay, you can see on the chart where I have the chart back here. I've been telling you to buy Disney since here. Okay, so you guys, Disney's a forever stock. You guys buy Disney. We're definitely coming down here, but if you look at here, we're looking like we're getting pretty shallow with our selling. So it's about time to start picking up, and we can start picking up at any time, getting that pressure, looking for the break. And if we break, then the next push would be into those 130s, man. And that's what we want Disney at, 130. Craft. All right, let's go ahead and go into something else. Well, we're almost done with this. We're almost done with this thing. See what else we got. Craft. Tomorrow, let's do Boeing. All right, Boeing, 4 hour. All right, Boeing, it's time to go ahead and start going long on Boeing. All right. Boeing's not going to stay down this low forever. I think we've probably hit bottom on Boeing. It's time to go ahead and think long. All right. I think playing from here, I think playing Boeing back up to about 175 is the smart decision. We're about 170 now. We probably can get Boeing 175, 180. And I think it'd be the smart decision. You see Boeing, every time Boeing kind of hits these sharp descents like this, you see the pop back up, right? So we kind of got this descent here. I think Boeing is kind of hit this bottom, and it's time to go ahead and start thinking long on Boeing to about 180. So we're going to start looking at the long trade on Boeing. CRM sold off pretty significantly. There was a really bad report on it. It sold off really, really hard. But that was a buying opportunity for some of these big whales. They like CRM. I could see CRM recovering, kind of like Palo Alto did. I don't think we'll see CRM getting that push back up here anytime soon, but it's looking really good right here for a nice little push to the upside. So I think that we could see probably a good push back into the 185s. So, my opinion would be going long on bullish sentiment market, going long towards 285. Dell, who would have thought, man? Dell, guys, who bought Dell shares when we told you guys to go ahead and go long Dell back when it was like 30 bucks, man? Back when it was like 30 bucks, man. We were talking about Dell after this big dump here, right? We were like, Dell, okay, it's popped hard. People like, whatever. We're like, go ahead and go Dell. Start buying shares of Dell, man. That's just too big of a dump not to go ahead and grab up on shares on Dell. I mean, that was a huge catastrophe right there. That's a buying opportunity, and it paid off pretty good. So those of you that had Dell shares and you went deep on Dell, congratulations. You guys are definitely banking hard, and Dell is doing some great things. Long Dell, go ahead and buy yourself some leaps on that one. We like Dell long. Southwestern Airlines looks good for longs. Hit the bottom here, skirted the line. Look at this. Dump, skirt the line, picking up, hitting that support, hitting the line. We're going to go ahead and look for the long entry, playing this back up into the 30s. Super Micron, long entries, guys. Long entries back up into the thousands. This is ready. We went ahead and played it down here. It's ready to go. Back up. Up, up, up. RTX consolidating up here. It's ready to break out, okay? Breakout pattern. Go ahead and grab your top. All right. Grab your bottom. Do your difference. What's that 101 and 98? We're looking for a $2 to $3 push on the breakout to the upside. Oracle. Oracle flagged up. Downward pattern, but it's holding pretty well. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a nice little spike and the break. What usually could happen is you get your break to retest. And right now that's 130 here. We're at 121. We get a nice little $10 push to the upside to go retest that previous high zone. VRT, don't know much about it. Chart looks pretty bullish. BSX. Looks like a bunch of barcoding. Don't like it. MNST Monster Beverage. Wow. I am surprised. People aren't drinking Monsters anymore. Oh, maybe because they are so expensive, right? Let's look at this. This might be a buying opportunity for Monster. I mean, it is definitely on the downward pattern, right? So we could see some more. We might want to wait for a little bit. We've probably got a little bit of a little bit more selling coming. We could probably go short on this one. This would be a little bit of a gamble. I wonder if it has options. Does this have options? It does have options. What's our volume look like? Let's go look to the puts. We don't want that. Let's go out. Where's our volume? Any volume out there? No volume. Are people buying calls? No. No one's buying puts on this? I am shocked. Why not? Oh. Give me all. No one's buying puts on this? Oh, that's on the day. There's some open interest here. 35? Delta? Theta? Not bad. 40? That'd be okay. This is. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's kind of expensive. See what else we got. June. What I'm doing here, guys, I'm just looking for some volume. I'm looking to see what people. Okay, here. Some volume on the day here. Open interest. This one looks to be pretty popular. 46, 1, 55. That wouldn't be too bad. 21 June. 55. It's already in the money. Almost. What do you need? You need what? 57.20 or 53 70 or whatever. So we need a little bit more. Basically, we need it to hit here. We needed to go basically down here. Right about there. Yeah, wouldn't be bad. Could think about it. We could think short on that one. Sure. And then once we get into the 50s, maybe the 40s, we might want to think about buying some shares. Oh, GE Aerospace. Oh, ooh, look at this. About to look for the gap fill here. 157, 158. Gap fill. Let's go long on GE Aerospace. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go long. Suncor. Suncor dump. We need to go short. Short. Look at this. Suncor just absolutely got destroyed. Okay. So we're gonna short Suncor. All right. This is a high probability play right here. Okay. Just based off TA setup. All right. We're gonna short Suncor and we're gonna look for Suncor to short it back down towards this level here. 35 into this low. I mean, it could dump all the way down this way, but it's losing steam, guys. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and short this one. 39, 36. We're looking for this one. We could potentially get, I mean, a hell of a good play off this one. So look at RUN or SU. SU to the short side. Let's see what that news says about it. News has. Oh, it's whatever. Yep. We're gonna short SU. Okay. That's a high probability setup. Look for that one tomorrow, guys. You can go ahead and join the Traders War Room premium. Links in the description, and you can check that out. And you can get the alert when I get in. But we're gonna short the crap out of Suncor tomorrow. CAG, and what is this? CAG, I'd probably go short in CAG. This looks like it's gonna probably fail. We got an inverted cup with the handle. We're probably gonna fail and dump to the downside. Probably retest these previous levels here. So this one looks pretty weak. Volume is decreasing. So we're gonna look to the downside on this one as well. 30, 29, 28. Short that one as well. AEM. This one looks okay. Coming out consolidation zone. We do got the gap to the downside though. So we could see probably a gap fill first and then the push. It does have a history of this. I don't know what this is, but depending on what this thing does. So we'd want to go ahead and put levels here. Start to break below the 60. Go ahead and short this towards the gap fill. Then we look for the spring back up. All right. Enough of that list. Let's go ahead and go into one of the other ones. So that was the over 10 billion with the 50% change. Let's go ahead and go into the bull wedge. All right, bull wedge, guys. PLTR. We love PLTR, don't we? All right. Bull wedges. Now, understand these are these when we're looking at these screeners, okay, these are technical setups based off of algorithm patterns that are automatically done by the charts. Okay, so these are not guarantees. You still got to watch the chart, but what we're looking for is we're looking for the setups. You got a decent little pattern starting to grow here at the bottom. You're finding support. We got some levels to the upside. We like that. What we'd want is we want confirmation. Okay, we want to have 3 reasons why to push the buy. Okay, so we like the chart. We like the name, right? We like the chart. Got it. Okay. We want to have probably a crossover on the MACD. All right. We want to go ahead and have the RSIs already at the bottom crossing over. We like that. We want to go ahead, maybe have the TTM squeeze change colors on us, give us a bullish signal, and then maybe have some moving averages or something like that. Do I have any moving averages on here? Let's go ahead and see my EMAs. All right. We'd want to go ahead and have some of the price action above some of our moving averages. All right. If we got the moving averages on here, all right. 3 reasons why to push the buy. All right. So we want to look for that on this one. We start to get, we get one of the reasons, we're looking at 33%, right? We get 2 of the reasons, we're looking at 66%. We get 3 of the reasons, we're looking at 100% criteria hit, not 100% on the trade being successful. Okay. Denison Mines, You can go ahead and buy stock in this one. $2. Why not? Let's see what this one can do. You know, buy this one, $2. Buy yourself 1,000 shares of this. See if this can pop up and do something in the future. Why not? What's this? This looks okay. This looks like it. This wants to blow. Let's go ahead and, well, hey Willow. Looks like it wants to come back down first though. This one looks pretty weak. KGS looks pretty weak. Looking like we're failing here and probably gonna fail and come down to the downside, clear these gaps. Norwegian Cruise Lines. This one looks pretty rough, probably a short opportunity. We're gonna go ahead and put some trend lines on this one. We've got an outside bar. We're gonna go ahead and put a line here, a line there. Those are our triggers. But I would feel comfortable shorting this one. I'd feel comfortable shorting this one. Norwegian Cruise Line, shorting it back down towards towards this level here. I'd be okay with that. We hit here, we're down. We're already back at this level here. Unless we hold and break above this level, we're looking at just retesting. We're already here back at this level. We're just gonna look to go retest the previous level. So we'll be, look to probably short this one to about 16. Give ourselves some time. This one can stall out, as you can see, stall out for a while, but we'll go ahead and look for it, and stall out and give ourselves a little bit of time. If we, what's our rule? Fixed range. Where's my ruler? Hang on. Oh, here we go. Oops. Nope. All right. All right. So it took 60 days for it to go from that top level and pop to downside. Took 42 days for it to break. Okay. So you want to make sure you give yourself plenty of time. All right. We already got here. We're already here at 19 days. Okay. So we could consolidate a little bit out. Then we want to go ahead and give ourselves a little bit of time. So if we want,
They went out when I was finishing my class, they went out.
so that gives us about a good little area right there. 30 days. Give yourself about a month or 2 months, and we can go ahead and start looking for the push down to about 15, maybe, at least here. Be a decent little trade. So give ourselves 2 month pushed out. The options look like. June. Puts. Puts. We're not the only ones thinking that either. Look at that. 15. Big volume on the puts, guys. Look at that. This one got big open interest already. Nice volume there. And these are on the day, 21 June. What's 19 July look like? This one looks okay right here. This would be good. 15 into July. 21 Delta. Hardly anything on Theta. That's the one right there. That's good. We could even come a little closer right here. 136. This one's 16. This is like, I mean, there's low volume on it, but I mean, it has enough open interest that once it starts coming into the money, people are going to start coming out of it. I wonder what leaps look like. Hardly any volume on the leaps, but leaps are cheap too. So if you can find one with some decent volume, look at this. Leaps aren't too bad. $17. You got big spread on here, the bid and the ask. This one's not bad though. $20, not bad one here. Find that one. $505, yeah. 360. Yeah, so Norwegian Cruise Line, we're looking for shorts on that one. Robinhood, we already did. Chewy. Chewy's interesting. They got a lot of stuff going on. They're actually looking to go into the veterinary space, which is interesting. An interesting look. I'm interested to see what that entails. Dude. Like, I'm interested to see what that entails, the veterinary space. I want to see what that has to offer. Looking pretty weak though. We spiked up, came back down. Meat and potatoes is back down here at the bottom end of price action. So we're probably looking for shorts at this point. We had to push up here. It failed pretty decently. So we're probably looking for shorts to the downside. Probably $1, $2 movement. QuantumScape. Let's buy some shares of QS. We can hold this for a while. Reality Homes, Q Homes. Probably a short opportunity on this one. Looking like it's failing pretty good. Wayfair. Who heard that story about Wayfair, man? And stuff. They were buying, selling illegals and stuff like that. Did you ever look at that conspiracy? It was crazy. When I heard about it, I started looking at it online, and the stuff was weird, man. I mean, they had like a pillow, right? It's like a pillow. It's like something like this. By the way, this is the official. This is the official TWR mascot. This is Rocky, right? The TWR bull. Anyways, they had stuff like this, right? And this was $9,999, and its name was Rocky, okay? And it had like a little description, and you could buy Rocky, okay? But what was funny is there would be a missing child report that was pushed at a local shelter that was housed for these illegal immigrants that were coming in that were undocumented and stuff like this. And there'd be one that was named, that was codenamed Rocky or something, because they didn't have any documents or any names and stuff, so they got to give names and stuff, and his codename was Rocky and stuff like that. And it was just kind of a coincidence. It was like a pillow like this was $10,000, and they had that weird name Rocky for this pillow, and it was just a weird coincidence. It just kind of made you really wonder, like, really. It's kind of some weird stuff. And they just so happened that they had a housing furniture facility that was literally like 5 miles from one of the detention facilities down there in Texas by the border. And do some research, look it up. It's kind of weird. Let's short this though. The short Wayfair looks pretty good for a short here. We got some downward trending, step ladder and down one, down two, trying, failing. Unless we can break to the upside, we're gonna go ahead and short this. We're at 555. We can go ahead and short this to the 50s, about right here, and maybe even break into the 40s. So let's go ahead and short this bad boy. Get about $5 push to the downside. BTRS, we already did it. Unity Software, I don't want to talk about that, man. This piece of junk. This lost me a lot of money here recently. Piece of junk. We can short this all day long if we want. I don't even care if we short this and this thing could explode. I don't even care. But it looks like it's failing. So we probably could short this back to 20. So it looks like it's failing. YM, Full Truck Alliance. This looks interesting. But I don't know about it. Roblox. Roblox looks like it could be a potential good opportunity for a long, holding this bottom. This bottom push from here to here, we're ranging. So from here to here, that's a good, nice little $2 move. We can hold this level here. We'll look for the push to the upside. Positive sentiment. Roblox would be a decent mover. So look for this trade and we could get a little push to the upside on Roblox. Yeah. It's a good potential trade. If it holds this line, yeah. If it doesn't, it fails, then we look for the push, then we look for the trade to the downside. Yep, absolutely. The automotive. Outside bar, we can go ahead and put a trigger on this one. Trigger here. Hello, trigger. Trigger here. Trigger there. All right. We trigger off longs, triggered off shorts. What's going on, Jen? Patterson. I don't know what that is, but looks like it's failing to the downside. Oh, coming out of consolidation though. Consolidation. Probably a short opportunity here. I don't know what this is. Pinterest. What is this? Let's look at this one. We like it. Let's look at Pinterest to see what Pinterest is about. Let's dive into this one a little bit. Well, we like Pinterest. Okay, so we got a decent little level here on Pinterest. Let's chop this one up a little bit. Oops, option statistics. Let's chop this one up. Let's look at this top here. Okay, let's look at the bottom. We can go here on the bottom, but I don't like doing the tippy tips. You know, I don't like to do the tippy tips. Let's go ahead and find, we want support over here. We like this area here. We like support, right? So we want some meat and potatoes. Okay. So we dumped, kind of came out of consolidation, right? We kind of got this downward descending pattern here. We're okay with those type of patterns, as long as they hold, because these little trends kind of sometimes will give us those pops we need. Okay, so if we can hold, if we can stay into we understand why this happened here. The market overall sentiment here recently was kind of bearish, right? This is one of those sentiment-based stocks. We understand this. This makes sense, right? So this type of movement isn't just knee-jerk for no reason, right? This makes sense given the conditions of what the market's happened here recently. We understand this. If we can get the sentiment back in the market and we can get the market into where we got some stability, then we like Pinterest from here with the push. And I think that we can go ahead and make some ground that we lost here to the upside. If we can't, we're probably going to fail, and we can look at going short from here. And we got about $3 move to the downside. So for the safe play, we can go ahead and put the trend play back on here. We'll go right in the middle, right? We got our lines here. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and put a trigger at the top here. That's our trigger top. That's our trigger bottom. Okay. Go long off this, go short off this. Okay. And that's the idea. Okay. But also we need to pay attention to sentiment. All right. So Pinterest could be a decent trade for us. We like that one, but that's basically the setup there. Off of the trend, we start to trigger off. We're going to go long based off the trigger pull to the upside, or we're going to go short off the trigger to the downside. All right, Snowflake. What we got? Ooh, Snowflake looking pretty rough, man. I don't know. I hate to say this, snowman. But I don't know about Snowflake, dude. I don't know about Snowflake. I think Snowflake the 135, man. I think Snowflake the 135. I just don't. I don't know. It looks rough. It looks rough. I know Snowflake's your stock, man, but I mean it looks rough. This I mean it could pop at any time. Yeah, that's absolutely. I get that. But yeah, man. 150. I would play this in the fives. I would play this in the fives. Um, I'd play this. We see bullish sentiment. We play this to 155. We see bearish sentiment. We play this to 145, and we just play this in the fives. But yeah, I could see the overall play down to 135, absolutely. Because we look at this further out. Let's put that at 135, 135-ish, right? We say ish. Oops. Right there, right? Where's that at? 138? That's fine. So 140. 140. 140 will give us in line with previous levels of resistance. And that would be the fail from this area here down to 140, 141. And that would give us the attack on the low and the potential for the bounce. And then if we failed that, then the flush to the 135. So yeah, that's that. I mean, that's just rough. That's just rough. But I mean, you can't be bullish on this chart. I mean, when you see this, you can't be like, oh man, this is a bullish chart. You just can't. I mean, you can be bullish on the stock, but looking at the chart, you can't be bullish on the chart, man. You just can't. Carvana. Short. Maybe. Carvana's difficult. The reason I say Carvana is difficult is because when you look at this stock, man, remember when Carvana was here? Look at this, 376. Okay, remember when Carvana was this? Now, if you guys are Traders War Room originals, all right, this is one of the trades that made Traders War Room popular. Okay, I called this one out when I was a part of a stock money over there. All right. And we called Carvana over here in the threes and the fours, and we took this thing to the moon. All right, so that kind of made Traders War Room very popular off of this, and this thing just exploded. We made really good money off of these calls. But yeah, Carvana, we got nice movement stuff on the week. Definitely, we're starting to get shallow movements on the week. But we're cooling off. We're cooling off week after week. We're cooling off. So we probably got some downside pressure. I don't think people are buying. People are penny pinching right now. So we probably can short this one. Yeah, I feel pretty strong conviction in shorting this right now back towards like the 50s and the 40s. Yeah. Yeah. 55. I think so. Yep. Yep. Carvana, short that to 55. I think if we give ourselves some time, we can make some money on that one. But I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one thinking it. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, this is open interest, okay, on the puts right here. 75. This is open interest. I mean, yeah, this is big. These are big time people. This is big money talking, right? But yeah, people are thinking the same thing, okay? This is more in our price range right here. Yeah. So, yep. CCJ. Let's go back into the 4 hour. Oh, I don't know about it. We've had good luck with CCJ. What I like about it's we're broadening. We got an outside bar, but and you know we're tight, right? Let's go and put a trigger on this. Go and put a trigger on this. All right, we put a trigger on that, right? 49, 46.75. We're looking for that, okay? We're bullish, leaning bullish on this one. So, I wouldn't be opposed to taking a gamble trade on this one and going long on a CCJ play, pushing out into the Mays and Junes. TCOM. This one looks okay. Chart's kind of sloppy up here, but that's okay because we're kind of staying tight in the range, and that's usually setting up for a move. Okay, so you got your push here, kind of sideways moving in a range and looking for the breakout. So I can see the push to 55 on a breakout out of this kind of this sideways movement here. Etsy. I don't know, man. Etsy. Etsy's looking rough. I think we could see some I think we could see some downtrending pressure on Etsy. It's looking pretty rough. I think Etsy, where are we at now? 68. I think Etsy could see 60. Yeah. I think because we came out of this area, popped up, we couldn't hold. We've been downtrending. We might get another pop out of this area, but last time we did that, we failed. So we'll probably get this. I bet we come down and we start to attack this the 60 area, this previous area over here where we had some consolidation areas. So I'd say about 60, 65 would be where I'd want to go ahead and target zone. Hanwha, man, yeah, I seen an analyst today. He's a popular analyst, but yeah, definitely bit off more than he could chew, man. He's he was pushing out 280, 285 calls, pan wall, to the moon, man. Not on a day today. Not when Theta's cracking down on you. Like, look at this. And the funny thing is, okay, he pushed this out, right? He pushed his 285 calls out, right? Okay. Here's the price where they ended, okay? The spread, right? So he put the alert out. And I don't know, the alert was like 285 Panwall calls, 19 April, something like that, like 65. Boom. Okay. So I look at the chart and the calls were already spiked up like 99 already. Like by the time the alert went out, and I was sitting there like, I was like, why even push the alert at that point? I was like, like you catching people. Like, people that are just copy trading, they're just gonna follow that blindly and just think it's gonna go to the moon, man. Nah, this thing this thing ain't moving like that, man. It's not moving like that. Okay. Look, because I mean, look, this is why, and this is what made me laugh, okay? Because this is when you're looking at, okay. Look at this. Here's your delta, all right? And this is what you guys got to pay attention to, okay? Option traders specifically. Now, when you're trading the fast moving stuff, okay, this is cool. When you catch the trend, right? You catch a trend at the bottom, it doesn't matter because you're looking to get in, get out. Okay, you're looking for that $2 to $3 move real quick, and that's all good, okay? But you don't get that $2 to $3 move, right? Because the move already happened. You catch it like midway and the momentum starts to slow. Okay. Look at this. Your delta's at 16. Look where your theta's at. Your theta is like two and a half times your delta. All right. That's terrible. That's terrible odds, man. Uh just imagine anything, betting on anything like you're just betting on something like, and you're at less than two two and a half times a losing percentage just from the get-go. Okay, just from the get-go. And you're already down on momentum. Okay, so you're hopping to this. Okay, you're looking for 16 points on your premium for every $1 move of the underlying stock, right? So we understand that's how it moves. Okay, so here's your underlying stock, right? Your delta is what moves your premium over here, right? Okay, we know that in order to get into money, we have to have our strike price plus premium. Okay, so we want our underlying to move with our delta. Okay, so our delta, $1 move is going to move our premium, right? So, okay, boom. But we catch this midway and the momentum stops. Okay, so then our other Greeks stop to work and accelerate our other Greeks. And now all of a sudden, theta comes start knocking at the door and starts kicking our premium back. And it kicks it back like 2.5 times because it's at 40 and our delta's at 16. It's not a good ratio, okay? Not a good ratio at all. This is a better ratio. Way better. That's why when you start to get closer and you go into money, you start to get better delta theta ratios and stuff. But of course, you got to pay for those and everything like that. So, but I laughed a little bit to myself. Anyways, I digress. But Panwall, yeah, I like to push, but you got to catch this, okay? You got to catch this early, okay? You got to catch this when the momentum happens. So what are we looking for? Well, we're looking for the TTM squeeze to change this. We want another bar of a similar color, okay? We want the RSI to move. We want to cross on the MACD. We want another candlestick to confirm the push to the upside. And then we want to go ahead and go long. And we want to ride this quick, okay? We can't, those type of contracts, man, we can't swing them unless we get significant moves, okay? If we get significant moves, then yeah, we're going to make some money, okay? But we got to be able to trade those before theta comes and kicks our butt. All right. MGM. There was something with MGM that was causing it to really get some negative press. MGM looks pretty rough right here. I think MGM to the downside short. Yeah. Looking like we're hitting this little support area. We'll probably fail and we'll probably start going to attack the difference between here and here. So to kind of take a line from here, right? And you can go to the gap here and then go in the middle, boop. And we're looking at about 40. Okay, so that's where probably short to about 40. I don't care about that. RLX. Yeah. It's a penny stock. I don't know about that one. Cinemark. Ooh, Cinemark's actually doing okay. We got a gap to the upside. Maybe do a gamble trade on this one. Maybe do a new AMC Apes type of trades. Cinemark's doing really good. Yeah, I wouldn't mind taking a little gamble trade on this one. It's got option. It does. Calls. Look at this. Volume. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Yeah, we can look at that tomorrow. This would be a good candidate for a leap trade. Team. This one looks rough. This one looks like it wants to fail. Coming out, popping up, hitting that double top here, coming down, hitting that support. Probably fail to the bottom to the downside. Rocket companies. I like this one for shares long. I think you can buy shares. Anything below the peaks is buying opportunities, nibbling in. Okay, but this one's probably a failing company right now. specifically, so you can probably feel pretty secure in shorting this one, shorting this with leaps. Amgen. Amgen looking really rough. Okay, this one's probably gonna look for probably a pretty significant push to the downside. I wouldn't be surprised if Amgen hits this 245 here pretty soon. So that one's pretty rough. All right, guys, we just went over a whole bunch of stocks. All right. I saw a couple people come in here. Jen, you're here hooking it up. Okay. I saw a few other people. Thank you for hopping in. Traders War Room, the TWR Market Warriors. What I like to do on Tuesdays, the Tweaky Tuesdays, I like to kind of go over the stocks, man. Some say it's boring, but this is the bread and butter of trading. Okay. If this type of stuff is boring for you, then I don't know if trading and investing is really your thing. Okay, because this is the stuff that you have to do in order to be successful with this stuff. Okay, because this is like the homework of school, and if you want to be successful at school, you got to do homework. All right, that's just part of the game. And it sucks, but you got to do it. Okay, you find things that make it fun. Yeah, but these are the things that really are what define you, and you have to figure out your trading personalities, and you got to figure out what works for you and your style profiles. Okay, and so like I showed you guys, okay, we use screeners. All right, screeners help you finding different things. We went over the bull wedge, we went over the over 10 billion, stuff like that. And then you can kind of see the different screeners I use: bear flags, bull flags. I got high volume penny stocks. I got 2024 ports and stuff like this, under $3 stocks. So you can see the different screeners I use and stuff like that. It just gives you an edge. So I hope you guys tell a friend to come check us out, Traders War Room. Definitely. We're also going to start pushing out some more futures trading and stuff like that. We got an affiliate program working through a prop firm. I'm trying it out first, testing it out, seeing if I like it. If I like it, we're going to go ahead and roll it out to Traders War Room Market Warriors and seeing if they like it too. And then, trying to get people, extra income and more trading experience and stuff like that. So it's all about growing and sharing together and things of that nature. So we're definitely trying to, differentiate ourselves from the other servers. There's a lot of good servers out there. There's a lot of okay servers out there. There's not too many great servers. Okay. And I believe that we're one of the great servers, because you're getting real professionals that actually care about what they're doing and actually want to grow, learn, and share together as a unit, as a team. Okay. Because it's not just about coming in here, paying me, I give you this stuff, shut up and enjoy. No, we want to evolve together. Okay. And that's what it's all about. All right. So hopefully you guys like that. As always, if you're ready, follow me and the other TWR Market Warriors. Jen, thank you. McJohn, I saw you come in. A couple of the other people hopped in there. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you when that market bell rings. And as always, let's go out there and let's go to war together. All right. Later.
Check out Traders War Room today. With over 40 analysts and 150 algo signals pushing entry and exit signals and alerts, as well as a full staff of professionals to guide and mentor you and a 3-day payment-free trial, you might as well check us out and see what we're about. We think you'll stay once you see we're the best bang for your buck. That link is here on the screen and of course in the description.
All right, team, that's a wrap. Check out TWR's platform and come get some. Remember, scared money don't make money. You got to have a plan and a strategy. Got to be able to control your emotions. Stay calm, cool, and collected. And as always, if you're ready, follow me and let's go to war.
In the Traders War Room, warring with the market every day. We on Zoom. Never gonna quit, ain't no way we gonna lose. I done made a profit and it's way before noon. Way to go, dude. Come and learn how to trade stocks. We rentless with the attack when this thing pop. We market warriors and we can share the same pot. I woke up and went to war in my tank top. Thanks, Pops. He an analyst, a veteran. And we ain't hating on them other dudes we better than. I was down and then I learned about leveraging. And after that, I ain't never went red again. Green, right? It ain't bad, it just seemed like something wrong with you if you say we ain't tight. Get in and get out before you think twice. Let's have a toast, you bring the drinks and I'll bring ice. Defeat's nice in the traders war room. What you wanna do in the traders war room?